Y'all, it is late. As you can see, I am tired, but I just had to drop this in your spirit. Listen, my name is Lady Chanel Renee. Sorry, y'all, I forgot this mic was on me, but and I just wanted to drop something in your spirit to encourage you, because some of you are in the fight of your life, and I want to let you know that it might just be time for you to move into your next chapter, right? Sometimes we've become accustomed to the struggle. I will raise my hand and admit that we have been accustomed to the struggle, and we think that that's what we're supposed to do. We just supposed to struggle. We're supposed to fight. All my life, I had to fight. I mentioned this in another video earlier, I think yesterday or a couple days ago, because we are in consecration week for Chapter Next. And if you don't know anything about Chapter Next, definitely check out the description box below. Find out all about Chapter Next. But we are in consecration week, and I was talking about how we've been fighting all of our lives. In fact, this is gross, y'all, but I'm going to make this reference so that you understand what I mean by we've been fighting all our life. Is that for us to even be here, the sperm from our father had to get to the egg of our mother, okay? And that's how, and they had to fight of millions of other, out of the millions of other sperm, that sperm had to succeed and get to the egg for us to even be here, okay? So we have been fighting, we have been running, we have been in a race all of our entire life. Even before we came out into the world, we have been in a race. And so we have been accustomed to, oh, we're going to just fight, we're going to fight, we're going to fight. I get that. Listen, your girl will fight. Your girl will fight in the spirit. I ain't about to throw no hands, because listen, I'm just not about that life. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I will fight in other ways, and I will fight for what I want. I'm determined to get what I want. I'm determined to have the things in life that I want, and have the things in the realm of the spirit that I need. And so I'm consistent and persistent. However, there are times where we have to move on. We have to move on, and we have to decide and know and understand and really get a revelation that some things are just not our battle to fight. I was talking with someone the other day, and I said, I just believe that the expectations, although they may be realistic for you, they're not realistic for where I am in life. And so, unfortunately for you, I'm not going to be the one to meet that expectation. Maybe Sally over there may be able to meet that for you, but I'm not going to be able to meet that expectation. And actually, I'm okay with that. I'm not asking you to change your expectation. I'm not asking you to adjust for me or anything. Your expectations of what you feel like they are, and they are for you, and God bless you with that. But I'm not going to be the one to be able to meet that for you. And I had to let it go. And so I had to be okay with that. Whereas years ago, I would have been trying my best to be pleasing to that person, right? To be pleasing to their expectations, although it was hurting me in the process, although it wasn't pulling out the best in me, although it wasn't serving the greater purpose for my life, right? I would try to please other people just because I wanted them in my life, or I wanted them to be around. And I will tell you, as I've been really concentrating on the purpose in my life and the purpose for this season in my life, I have really had to be direct and honest about what I can and what I can't do, not in this season, right? And so, one of the things about transitioning into another chapter in your life is you have to be honest about what you have to let go. That was cool last year. That was cool 5 years ago, but it's not cool this year. It's not cool for the goals that I have and I'm reaching for today. It is not cool, and I don't have the capacity for that. I had the capacity for it 6 months ago, but I don't have the capacity for it now because of what else is on my plate at this point in time. What else is on my plate in this season? What else is on my plate in this chapter of my life? And so you can be okay with that. And I think for me, it set me free to to be able to have these honest conversations with other people about where I am. And if they chose to stay in my life, great. If they chose to walk out of my life, that's fine. I was actually fine. I was fine with people walking out of my life. I'm like, ooh, that's one less person I got to make sure I call, and and so, and wish them well. There's no hard feelings, no love loss, none of that stuff is happening. And so, as you're moving and you're really identifying and really aligning yourself with identifying what the purpose in your life is in this season in your life, right now, not the season you just walked out of, or the season that was happening years ago, last year, 6 months ago, but where you are right now. Some of you are in a transition and you are not the same woman or the same man that you were even at the beginning of the year. You have added some things to your plate. You have taken some things off your plate. You have really identified, especially those of you that are in chapter next, you have identified the things that are going to work for you, the things that are actually adding value to your life, and the things that are not adding value to your life. And so I want you all to let me know in the comments, what are some things that you are willing to let go of in this season in order to be the best version of who you are, in order to be the best in this chapter in your life, and in order for this chapter to be the best chapter that you've ever lived through. Right? Because here's the goal. Okay. You may not have set this goal for yourself, but I'm going to give you a goal to consider. Here's the goal to consider, that each chapter in your life is going to be your best chapter. Each chapter, and you're not going back. We are not turning back. We are going to have strength for our journey, and we are going to move forward every single step. So whatever chapter you are in, guess what? This going to be this going to be better than last chapter. And then the chapter after that is going to be better than this chapter. And the chapter after that's going to be better than the next chapter, right? So you're going to just keep matriculating and going higher in your matriculation and not falling back, not falling backwards, right? And so because we know, okay, this is our vision and this is the goals that we have to get better and to make the next chapter our best chapter and our best chapter and our best chapter, right? We have to be able to identify when it is time to move into a new chapter. Oftentimes, God gives us a sign when it's time to move into a new chapter. David wasn't always a shepherd, right? There was a moment in time where God let him know it's time to move into another chapter. David wasn't always he wasn't always in a particular season. There was a particular season where he was being celebrated. Then there was a particular season where he was being chased, right? And then there was a particular season he was being a warrior, right? And so we have to know the times and the seasons that we are in, so that we are equipped with the resources and even the people that align with where we are. There are people that were amazing in my life in my last season, right? They served their purpose in that last season. And so now in this season, they may not be able to serve at that capacity that they served in their last season. Does that make them bad people? Absolutely not. But what I have to understand and know is that in this season or in this chapter in my life, I have to equip myself with people who are going to be beneficial for this particular chapter. So some of you may be going through a divorce. So you may have to surround yourself with a community of people who either A, have been there before, B, who knows what you may need while you're going through that season of transition, and C, who can actually help you and be relevant to the season that you're in, to the chapter that you're in. Your best friend from college may never have gone through a divorce, and she's been with her high school sweetheart all her life, so she has no idea what you're going through. So her advice may not necessarily be relevant for the chapter that you're in. Does that make your high school or your college best friend a bad person? No, she's just not going to be relevant for the chapter that you're in. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments if you catching what I'm putting down, because I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share this, because oftentimes we feel like we got to bring people because we've been friends with them so long, or we do ministry with them, and we got to have them in every chapter of our life or every season of our life, when God is saying, no, you got to have people that are relevant for where you are if you're going to be successful in what you're doing, if you're going to produce in what you're doing. If I want to have blueberries, right? I need to have things that are relevant and going to be beneficial for the blueberries to prosper in the season that they're supposed to prosper in, right? And so I've got to know what is going to make sure that this blueberry becomes the best blueberry that it possibly can be. If I'm growing peaches need a whole different, not a whole different, but they need different resources, or they may need a different pruning process for them to be a producing fruit, for a fruit that is meat for what it's designed to do, right? So it may be different for a peach than it is for a blueberry, or it is for vegetables, right? So I have to use resources that are relevant for what I'm trying to grow. Okay. So again, many of you are in co-parenting relationships, or you're working through a divorce, or you're working through a traumatic breakup. Just because people have been your friends, they've been your neighbor for years, and you want to pull them in, and the advice they're giving you isn't relevant for the season you're in. It's just not relevant for the season you're in, and you're getting advice, and you're not going around people who know more than you because of probably pride or anxiety. Listen, my prayer for you is that you will be brave and courageous, that you will be brave and courageous in this season, that you will be strengthened to run through troops and leap over walls. Listen, this is a season where you are going to see some things. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. This is a season where you don't have to fail. Just because you are going through what the world will call a bad season or a rough patch, you don't have to fail just because it's a rough patch. Some of you are in relationships where you're in a rough patch and you think, oh, well, this is just what I have to go. No, this can draw you even closer together. This rough patch can draw you even closer together. It doesn't have to fall apart just because y'all have some disagreements about parenting, or you have some disagreements about finances. This may draw you all closer together to actually communicate and be vulnerable, which you may have never done before, and be vulnerable about some things with your partner that will draw you closer together, instead of making you fall off and fall out because other people have fall out over these same things. I need y'all to talk to me in the comments about these things, because when you are in these situations, just because the neighbors across the street fell out about their finances don't mean you got to fall out about your finances. Just because your friend from college didn't work it out with her baby daddy don't mean that you can't have a good and fruitful and healthy relationship with your children's fathers. Listen, just because your buddy down the street, his baby mama is crazy, don't mean that your baby mama have to be crazy. All baby mamas aren't crazy. All baby daddies aren't dogs. Okay, so let's just dispel that lie in the name of Jesus. Because let me tell you something. I have personally seen and consulted with people who have healthy relationships, or had questionable relationships, and because they saw other people go through bad things, they just thought this is what it always is. And I had to tell them, listen, my co-parenting experience isn't bad. So it don't have to be bad. You just may need some coaching to make sure that it's healthy and prosperous for your children. Your children do not have to see you guys fighting all the time just because y'all see that on TV with folks fighting all the time. Your children don't have to see you bashing your baby daddy and hear you bashing your baby daddy and talking about your baby mama just because that's what y'all see on TV. First of all, y'all need to turn off the trash TV. Okay, this is the lie, so I'm not even going to edit this out. Turn off the trash TV and put on something edifying so that you can be encouraged to have healthy, prosperous, fulfilling relationships. It's time to move into a new chapter. I want you to ask yourself tonight, is what I'm going through, is the way I'm feeling? Sometimes some of you may have that intuition that this season is over. I'm fighting for something that is done. God is done with it. He's like waiting on me to get it, right? But you're fighting to stay in a comfortable space. And now I was listening to a live the other day, and the man of God was talking about, you stay in that bed, and although the bed is comfortable, your body wasn't meant to just stay there, because if you stay in one spot, you get bed sores. That thing set me free, y'all. I was like, oh, I'm about to run around this house, because even though your bed is comfortable, you could still get bed sores. Somebody gonna catch that on the somebody gonna catch that tonight at midnight. It's gonna wake you up in your dream, and you're gonna be like, what? Yes, even the bed, although it's comfortable, you can still get bed sores. You have to move. You have to move. And my question to you today is is it time to move into a new chapter? Is it time to evolve into something greater? Is it time to evolve into something better? Is it time to evolve into something bigger? And if your answer is yes, can I invite you to chapter next, where we think on a higher level? We see things, our vision is on a higher level. Our behavior is on a higher level. Our thinking is on a higher level. Our confidence is, listen, our confidence is on a higher level. So can I invite you to chapter next? Listen, the description box may be empty right now. I may have to add it in later because technology, and I did not want to forget and talk myself out of doing this live, because y'all know I'm a behind the scenes kind of girl. I'm a one-on-one kind of girl, and I don't probably, I'm not as visible as I probably should be. My marketing friends tell me you're not visible like you should be, but y'all pray for me. But I just wanted to drop this in your spirit and let it just sizzle there. Is it time to move into a new chapter? I want to hear from you. If you are considering moving into a new chapter and what that looks like for you. If you need a one-on-one session, listen, y'all, you can have a free one-on-one session with me. I'm gonna drop the link down below. Come back to this video in like 5 seconds. I'm gonna drop the info down below in the description box. It's in my other videos in the description box. Chapter next in the description box. My power session online is in the description box on all of my videos. So if you need a power session to get you back on track, to see, okay, what are my goals? What am I focusing on? What do I need coaching on? Listen, hit your girl up. I would love to hear from you. Listen, y'all, continue to be blessed by the best. I love you with the love of the Lord. Listen, and there's nothing you can do about it. Y'all probably don't hear that often enough. So I'm going to tell you, I love you with the love of the Lord. And that goes a long way. That goes a long way. Yes, the right people will come. The right people will come. And I know that. I've experienced it for myself, y'all. I have experienced that over and over and over again, that the right people will come into your life when you decide to go ahead and move into that new chapter. The people that you need in that new chapter, they will come and assist you to make sure that you are successful in that new chapter. You just got to have faith that it's already done. You just got to have faith that God is going to send them from the north, the south, the east, and the west. Listen, people have come from the north, the south, the east, and the west when I decided to get my behind up and move into the next chapter in my life. Although, listen, I'm not going to discount fear. Fear is one of those things that will keep us stopped and stoppable. Okay. When we're created to be unstoppable. Okay. But fear will make us be stoppable. Okay. Doubt will make us stoppable. Fear and doubt are the greatest enemies that the enemy will use and plant that seed that we can't do it, that we will fail, that we won't prosper. But listen, y'all, greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And if you really believe that scripture is for you, you'll move and you say, God, you got me. You won't take me no place where you can't sustain me. Listen, he will never leave you nor forsake you. And my encouragement to you is just move and say, God, you said you will provide and supply my every need according to your riches and glory. So thank you, Lovely, for putting that in the chat, because he will. He will supply your every need according to his riches and glory, and the right people will come. I'm still believing that for myself as well. So thank you for that word. Listen, y'all, I'm going to jump off of here. But my challenge for you is to ask yourself this question. Is it time for me to move into my next chapter? All right. Y'all take care. Continue to be blessed by the best. I'll see you next time. Bye.